Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
The Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to the PSVG Nintendo Shack, a proud member of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network. I am Jason Lacey. I'm glad you are here. And before we start the show, I have to mention that the Shack is on its own feed. It's powered by the PSVG Patreon, and we have to thank our awesome producers that contribute to make this the greatest little podcast community that it can be. So thank you, everyone. Coach Hulk, Edwin Callow, Devin Tyus, Kevin Austin, Chris M., Kyle Heyman, Joel Voss, a.k.a. Professor Switch, Josh Borboni, also known as Bonesaw is ready. And those are our guys. So thank you so much. If you're interested in joining the PSVG great group over there on Patreon, please hit up patreon.com/PSVG for awesome ways you can contribute to make this show that much better. Who is with me tonight? Is that Caroline over there? I can't tell so good. My internet's still a little fuzzy from last week.
I don't know. It's probably the fact that I'm not wearing any makeup today because I'm on vacation.
I would never go down that route.
Okay, well, you're a good man, but I am on vacation and I just...
Hey, me too.
Yeah. No, I'm just, if I don't have to wear it, I'm not going to wear it. I'm not even streaming right now, so makeup.
Dang.
Yep.
And Donnie Reese?
Greetings, Koopalings. I'm also off. Today marks my first vacation. I don't go back to work till Wednesday or till Thursday. I'm off till next Thursday.
I guess the show title has to be something about vacation.
Oh, man.
Who cares this 2008 recap stuff?
I needed it so bad.
National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Nice. Yeah. I'm very excited.
Crapper's full.
I'm gonna finish Diablo. I'm gonna finish Detroit. I'm gonna get all the kinds of stuff done. I've got days off.
Well, you've sparked my interest already, so I'm going to go right into it. How far in Diablo are you? Let's go right into what you play and talk. Give me some Diablo here.
So I put Diablo on hold. Basically, I really haven't played it outside of just barely I've booted it up a couple of times. I booted it up yesterday, and as I discussed in our Discord yesterday, 6:30, I had Diablo on the screen, and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm so tired.
Don't you hate those when you're just like, I want to play something, but you're just like.
I was literally like, do I play games or do I just go to sleep? And I went to sleep. I slept for 12 hours. I went to sleep yesterday at 7 o'clock at night. And I slept until 7:30 this morning. My wife was like, you've been asleep forever. I was so tired.
That'd be amazing.
So
that sounds so good.
Smash just stopped all progress because we've been playing Smash. Fun little story. I'll make it quick. I've been mentioning these boys that live across the street. These are my son's friends. They come over from time to time. So they came over yesterday. They're running around with these Nerf guns. They're shooting each other, and they're bouncing behind the couches and stuff. They're having fun. And I had Smash on the back screen because I was training. I was practicing with Corn. I'm trying to figure out how to do this Corn thing. And they go, "Hey, what's that?" Jack goes, "Oh, that's Super Smash." They're like, "Oh my God, you Smash Bros? Oh man, we gotta play. You gotta play." So we split the Joy-Cons. I'm not sure has either of you played single Joy-Con?
No.
It's not that bad. Seriously, it's really not that bad. It's kind of playable. Way better than most games, single Joy-Con. It's totally doable. So we split the Joy-Cons. I rocked a single Joy-Con. Jack played with a GameCube controller. They play with a Pro controller. The other kid played with a Joy-Con. It was the most ridiculous combination of controllers and 4
What's
players.
the default configuration for shield and grab? Is R
you
shield?
Put the grips on it. Yeah, you put the grips on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You remember I've got those lovely Pokemon Joy-Cons with the Pokemon grips.
Oh, quit rubbing it in.
Yeah. So yeah, you got when I play single Joy-Con, I do kind of pull weight. I always get the one with the joystick on the left. I'm not playing the joystick on the right mess. That's
makes
weird.
sense.
Yeah. So, but you got your punch buttons. I remap my controls, so punch, jump, smash. Right. You got your stick. You got your grips. I don't shield or grab anyway. I just
the best defense is a good offense.
We saw you on Smash this past week.
Hey, I won a match. I'll have you know, I won a match. First place. So anyway, sorry, Jason. I've kind of put Diablo on hold, but it's something that's
okay.
It's been eating at me until
I have
get back.
Too. So
I think I didn't get quite to the third chapter. I'm almost done with the second.
Okay.
Or is it Testaments? What are they called? Chapters?
Acts.
I'm through. I'm almost done with the second. I'm at at the final act.
Is this the Bible?
I don't know. It kind of is.
You are old.
Some of the cutscenes, man, with like all the angels and
Cutscenes are
that.
good.
Oh, it's good. It's good stuff. I really, really love it.
I kind of wish I didn't I powered through that just for the sake of doing it, and I steamrolled through because there's an Act 5 that was added in the expansion, which I didn't have when I originally played the game on PC. So I just didn't pay attention to any of the story. I was like,
no.
yep, and I just played through it, just powered through the game. Just I did.
I mean, as I mentioned with Devin, I'm totally playing it where I'm reading every book that I find. I'm talking to every character. I'm really kind of enjoying the whole thing, canvassing that area. So I put it off for Smash. Had to unlock all the characters, which it did.
I know how that feels.
Having to unlock all the characters now on my son's account because characters don't transfer and they're not saved to the cart because that makes sense. And but I did stop also this past week for Greece. I started, you mentioned last week with Caroline, I started playing it. I beat it. I beat it the next day. Took me about 4.5 hours. Really wasn't that long. I quite enjoy the game. It is quite an enjoyable little game.
It's very pretty.
It's super
very pretty for what I've seen.
It's super pretty. The music is...
I need to look this game up if you guys talked about it. Well, how do you spell that again?
G-R-I-S.
Gris.
Good.
And so I really enjoyed the platforming.
Yes, okay.
The platforming and puzzles are simple, but not so simple that I was bored. There are definitely times where I was like, what do I do? Oh, yeah, I do this. And you get the mechanic to do that. But I would say, ultimately, if you're not going to appreciate the game for the art and the music, you're just not really going to like it. If you're not going to take your time to stop and really go, look how beautiful this is, it's not going to be a game for you. If you're going in there looking for some sort of Metroid experience or something,
it's on sale.
It's not going to be there for you. But I really enjoyed it. It's Journey-esque, Gone Home-esque, kind of this artsy, there's no narration. It's all environmental. It's definitely one of those games where the symbolism is going to be kind of what you pull out of it. Art, just like any painting, right? You're going to be sitting there somebody that might bring something to this game. They might get something out of this game I never got, so, and symbolism was never my thing. So I'm not even going to try to go in there and say, what I got out of it, but it was really good. I thought it was a touching little story and definitely a really cool game on Switch. If you're asking for a quick review, I do wonder a lot of Switch players, if you're looking for any type of video game, I think the asking price is a bit high for you. If you're wanting any type of gameplay experience, if you're coming off of Dead Cells, you're coming off of Hollow Knight. Hey, I got it for 16. 16's a bit high.
Okay. It's on sale right now for $14.44.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you get it for 10, you blow it out in a day. I wish I just played it straight through. I think it's probably the best 4.5 hours. But I played 2 hours one night, and I played 30 minutes before I went to bed the next night, and then I finished it Saturday morning. Did
you get more enjoyment than the Long Reach?
I did.
Yeah, so
I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to bring that up later. But yes, I did enjoy Gris. Gris is way better than the Long Reach. Way better. Gris is probably one of my favorite games on Switch this year. It's not my game of the year. It's not going to crack that list, but it's not that far behind either. I really enjoyed it.
Speaking of Dead Cells, can we just acknowledge again that Mr. Grouchy Surge completed Dead Cells? I still have to say, bravo, sir.
Nice.
Because that's an accomplishment.
My grind is not worth it. The only other thing I bought a bunch of games. Oh, man. One thing that I am living the high life in is my family all went to other parts of the country this Christmas. So we are staying home alone kind of as a family.
Oh, okay.
So we did early Christmas. Excuse me. We did early Christmas this past weekend. I got gift cards out the wazoo from everybody, all kinds of gift cards. So I started buying all kinds of eShop games.
Nice.
But I'm going to save it for next week's episode because I haven't played a whole lot and I don't want to talk about them. But I got 4 or 5 brand new games to talk about.
That's what I plan on doing with gift cards this year too.
Nice. I do want to talk about one thing though, and that's Inky Pen. You guys been following the Inky Pen application that dropped on Switch?
Mm-mm.
I have no. What is Inky Pen?
I saw
Educate me.
So Inky Pen
I'm Googling
is
right now
a digital comic book app.
It's
okay. $7.99, and it launched on Switch last week. I wrote those guys on Twitter, and I was just like, hey, I'm on Nintendo Shack. I'm a podcast host. I'd love to talk about this on the thing. Could you throw me a code for a trial? They gave me a 1-month trial. It's $7.99 a month.
Look at you pulling rank.
Hey. Well, it's one of those things where I was never, I constantly make fun of other guys at PSVG about comic books. So I thought, who better than me to, try to give it a try? Let's go read some comic books and see if I'm being the hypocrite that I typically am. So I got the code one in there. I'll tell you, it's so here's what I like about it. It's really crisp and it's really bright, so it makes it like a pleasurable reading experience. It's got 2 different modes. You can read it like side by side, pages side by side, left right, or you can scroll through it up and down, which makes each page bigger. Can you
turn the switch vertical too, or is it only horizontal?
I couldn't. I tried that. I'm not sure if it might be a per book thing, but I tried that and I couldn't do that.
It's a spread of 2 pages, or just like a zoom in of the full width of 1 page,
and you just scroll up and down with the joystick.
Do you have touch controls at all too?
Yes.
Okay.
And
do they use because was it Marvel Unlimited does this, and I think whenever I buy any Kindle comics where it's like I think it's called action panels, where it can like dynamically focus on one panel and it kind of and it migrates to the other panels as you scroll.
I didn't see anything like that.
Because that's a really nice way to read it, because then you kind of can enlarge just the one panel and you can go panel by panel, which is a lot nicer for comics.
Let me dig into some settings after this, and I'll see if I can't find that.
I'm sorry, I'm blowing you up with questions here.
No.
Do they have their own like storefront then too?
So
like you have to buy the comics through InkyPen?
So once you pay for the subscription, everything in here you just get to read.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
But none of the stuff that I was hoping to read is in here. There's no X-Men, there's no Iron Man, there's no
they don't have the licenses.
There's no Marvel anything in here. There's no Star Wars. Like there's nothing.
I can get you some recommendations of non-Marvel. Like I already see like Kaboom Studios does a lot of good stuff, and Valiant has some good stuff. I see there's Lock and Key. That's a really popular.
So here's what I started reading.
IDW, yeah.
I started reading Emily the Strange just because.
Oh my god! Did you really?
Yeah, that was the first one I picked. Do you know that comic?
I've loved Emily the Strange since I was like 14 years old.
It's kind of good.
It's adorable.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty good.
So you love it, and her 4 cats.
So
I used to go get all of the Emily the Strange stuff from Hot Topic. I have an Emily the Strange hoodie that's got the cat ears and cat paws.
See, Nintensis. I told you, Jason. I told you 2 years ago. This girl.
It's an adorably
little man.
Yep. I can't remember the cat's names though. Mystery. There's another one that starts with an M. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I'm excited.
Or turn airplane mode on.
Weird.
So,
I wonder why the Switch was doing that.
It's got Vikings. It's got Assassin's Creed. It's got Penny Dreadful. There's some Sonic comics. There's some Wolfenstein comics, which I plan on checking out. And Dishonored.
Sonic, nice.
So I'm gonna read through at least 4 or 5 of these. That mode you're looking for, Jason's not in here.
Damn.
But the one thing that I really enjoyed.
What's the subcost on that?
The sub $7.99. $7.99 a month. $8 a month.
That's not bad.
It's really good on the TV screen.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Because you can dock it. It makes it really big. I like the scroll, this top down. And you sit there with the Joy-Con, you can just kind of snap through it. That's how I've been reading.
Joy-Con detached, and you can just chill. And
it is online only, but they do have a download option.
Okay.
So you can go in there and download your favorite comics and then take them with you on the go and read them on your Switch.
See, that's a cool option because I do any comics I'm reading right now, I just get volumes from the library, but there's 2 like my library there's 2 digital apps I can get stuff through. And I just don't do that a lot because I don't like to read them on my phone because the screen's so small, but I have I have a cheap, Kindle Fire, and I'll just get a free digital copy of a comic on there and flip through them, and that works really good. So, I mean, it's come a long. That medium's come a long way, I think, compared to years ago. I mean, as phones have just blown up in size, I mean, it just makes sense. But especially like if you'd have to try it on another device to see what we're talking about with that action panel, but that's so nice. It's so nice. So hopefully, maybe they'll bring that to the app.
So I definitely would. I would just say this: it's not something that I think I would subscribe to. Not without, I guess, franchises or IP that I think I cared to read. And I'm not even sure if I would even care to read those, but things that I would like to try and read. But
yeah,
because I have the trial, I'm going to give 5, 10 a good read and just report back either next week or the week after. Just kind of some of my favorites that I like. At least be able to say, hey, comic book PSVG nerds, I tried. I tried to read some comic books. They always yell at me, so I'm trying. I wanted to download a couple, and so I started with Emily the Strange, and I'll go through that one.
It's such a good, so good.
That one just got me by the cover. I was going through, and I was like, that looks awesome. So I'm going to download that one, and that's what I've been reading this week. So that's it.
Very good. Carol, tell me about the things I am not doing in Smash. Educate me.
You are not playing Spirit Board like I am. You're not.
No, I'm not. I've logged 30 minutes in it.
So I've beaten World of Light completely, entirely now. True ending and everything. I'm probably about more than halfway done with everybody in classic mode. It's just such a grind going through that over and over and over again with every single character. And most of the spirits that I'm missing are a mixture of that one and some of the ones that I have to evolve. You know, you have to up them to 99 and then they evolve into a new spirit. That counts as a second spirit. So those are ones I'm missing. And then the ones that you have to get through summoning, coughing up your cores is like sacrifices to bring a new spirit kind of summoning. I mean, it's kind of dark. I don't know. I'm almost at 1100 out of 1200 or 1299. So I've got a little over 200 left to get. And it's, you know,
you're going to get all the spirits about the same time I get all the fighters.
Oh, bless your heart. Oh, well, I mean, hey, as long as you're getting your time into it. You got 6 left?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like the rest of us, Flux doesn't even care.
Nope.
He's just like, they show up and they show up.
Yeah.
He has Captain Falcon. That's all he needs to wreck us.
I got like 5 characters now, so it's all good.
Yeah, you were wrecking us with Captain Falcon and Link. My husband is amazing. I was like, what is going on? I felt like, you know, I always feel inferior when I play him because he just wrecks shop all over me. But then he's like wrecking shop over everybody else. I was like, maybe I shouldn't feel so bad.
I forgot to mention, we had our first community game night. We had Shack Night last weekend.
This past Saturday, that's what we're referencing. It was fun, except Lucas was ruining our...
he's got an Ethernet adapter now.
Good. Every time Lucas would be in on a match, like if he was in the waiting room and he was not participating in the match, there was no problem.
Yeah,
but as soon as he got in there, dropped frames like crazy.
His problem was he moved his router is now on the main floor, and his setup is in the basement. So I think he was just getting bad Wi-Fi penetration there.
Lucas chose poorly.
That's right.
He did. So
the wife said, I want to be able to stream Netflix in bed, so that router's going up a level. And he said, yep.
But I mean, that's pretty much all I've been doing. For me, it's just a race to get all of the spirits done, and I've got 200 more to go.
So what happens when you get all the spirits? Just packing it up?
Get golden poop.
Kick it to the side?
I get golden poop. I'm probably going to be playing some more of my backlog because unless I'm playing with... we're definitely taking it over to the in-laws because I have 3 siblings-in-law and they love Smash Brothers, and that's how Brian's gotten his training over the years, is playing against 3 other people. So we're bringing the Switch over there and we're going to be playing it a bunch for Christmas. But other than that, I can't see me playing it much after I get all the spirits. Once I've done everything,
except for Shack Nights.
Except for Shack Nights.
Do we know when Fire Emblem's coming out?
Next year, at some point.
Just sometime next year. Well, I guess I got to play Smash until then.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else in 2019 I want to play.
There's a lot that's coming out, and actually a game
backlog,
that I haven't played it yet, but Kevin and I are talking about Katamari Damacy from the PlayStation 2 next Arcadia Academia. He picked it.
I was like, when he's playing that music, and you're like, what system is it on? I was like,
So here's the thing that was so funny. After Arcadia recorded, and I was like, you can't just leave me like that. And he goes, you'll hear it. And I'm like, he gave me the PlayStation 2. I was like, okay, what month was it released? And I was looking, and then finally I realized, and I was like, are we talking about Katamari? And he was like, yeah, we're talking about Katamari. I was so excited.
The only reason I still have a PS2.
For real. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so good.
I've never played this game.
Oh my God.
I've never heard about it until the re-release.
So, the physical copy is only available at GameStop and only in stores. You cannot buy it through GameStop's website.
And the scalpers are big on Amazon right now.
Well,
they're selling copies, I think, for like $65.
Well, here's the thing. It's all gone in this like perimeter of Atlanta. So I looked, and lo and behold, the GameStop right next to my in-laws where we're going this Monday had a copy in there. So I was like,
can you hold that for me?
Do you want to like go over there and pick something up for me?
Oh, even better.
They bought it, and their service fee was a cookie. So we're getting them a Great American Cookie Cake, and I have a physical of Katamari. That's what I wanted.
Awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, it's $30 regardless if you buy it digital or physical.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to start playing that.
Did you play the demo, Donnie?
Nope, I bought it blindly.
Man.
It's one of the games that I bought. It's one of the games I plan on playing this week. I bought it blindly off of
just a
Kevin's
weird game.
recommendation.
You'll love it. You'll love it.
Awesome music. It's just a cool game to just chill and
Let
play.
me ask you a question
it's
then.
like a...
I was hoping to play this with my wife. Good move? Bad move?
I think
That's
it'll
a
be
good
okay.
move. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good move.
It's a fun, ridiculous,
Is it simple?
adorable game. Oh yeah, I think it's pretty easy to play.
I mean, there's some, because there's not really like watching a streamer play it, like a speedrunner. I was like, oh, okay, there's some advanced techniques here. But no.
Yeah, no.
You can just there's like 3 moves. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just use the thumbstick. So I mean, it's pretty nice.
It is just a derp game. It's like a derpable. You'll love it. So I can't wait to start playing that. But other than that, it's been Smash. And I think Donnie, we're going to be getting Valkyria Chronicles in the next week. In the
Can't
next
wait.
week.
Tell
So
me-
it
call
depends
me
on
when
how
he
much
does.
time Brian has off.
You sold Brian
Yeah.
during the stream. He's like, yep, I'm playing it.
Oh yeah.
I want to know when he gets to the hot spring scene, and I want to know when you guys do the DLC beach episode. That beach episode is borderline.
We may just
I'm just
stream
saying.
it like it'll be Caro's DLC stream
It'll get
or
taken down.
something. Oh, well,
all right.
dude. Okay, trust me. I've been watching a friend play Witcher 3, and if there's woohoo
that's
scenes
true.
in that, I mean that doesn't get.
And there are.
That's true. I'm quite surprised that beach scene is like something that Nintendo put on their console.
A whole new Nintendo. New
Okay,
look
please.
Nintendo.
They went for the engineering on the feeling
I
of.
love the hand motions are so good. Listeners,
Well,
if
I'm
you're
just
not
saying,
watching Shaq live at
Joy-Cons-
twitch.tv/PSVG,
half
you're missing it.
semicircles.
You're missing
the feeling of the Joy-Cons, you know, what's the thing where you're like you're patting on her leg and you can like feel the jiggling in her leg.
They're something. But
You're working. No, seriously, they say that
Yeah.
you're helping her
physics.
loosen her muscles before she starts working out or something.
Yeah.
I think that's how my son got made.
Anyway,
Just we got a lot to go through. I've just been playing Smash as well. You guys know I'm just grinding out quick play online battles. That's all I do. As I unlock characters, I go, hey, I'll try playing them. So now I have quickly out of nowhere, Lucina has become like my new favorite.
Ooh.
oh my
really?
God, you
I
and
thought
Brian
it was,
both.
And I
You
just
and
got
Brian
Cloud
both.
today, and I've been really liking Cloud as well. So like if it's a character I'm proficient with, I'm like up to like almost 1.5 million GSP. That's kind of where I hover with them.
Are
But
you still in
I-
like the elite realm of the internet?
no, I'm not. I'm not even in the elite mode anymore. I deranked out of elite mode because I stopped playing Captain Falcon, and then I can't get back to it.
Captain Falcon feels OP.
I can't. I think my GSP was like 1.2.
It's crazy.
That's about
Like,
it. It's
The whole I don't
insane.
understand the ranking system at all because for the longest time, Inkling was my highest character. Every day I turn it on, and the GSP was higher for Inkling. Always like 200,000 higher than in my other
Maybe
characters.
like a bunch
I
of
think
kids
it's based
started
off of
playing as
averaging.
Inkling.
and I wasn't playing them.
They were terrible.
So,
I think it's an
Interesting.
average of worldwide what the Inkling players are. So, like, there could be a significant amount of people that jump in and play with Inkling, but are way worse than you, and therefore your
so it
score
just
gets
pushes
higher.
you. Okay, because I know it's essentially that's your placement against everyone else who's played that character.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess that's
All
the thing.
the
I guess if
kids
other
just
people
joined.
all of a sudden did terribly, then I guess
Yeah.
you're only going to move in front. I guess
I
yeah,
think
that
it's an
makes sense.
average. Hmm.
Well, there you go. Inkling sucks. That's what I learned. No,
I actually liked playing with it.
yeah, no, she is a good character. I just,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Purple Inkling.
it's fun. I've played with more characters like decent in this game than any Smash before, but I've also probably played this game as much as I played Smash Wii U. I think already. So I think I'm at 350 online battles now. So
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
yeah, I like this game a little bit.
I
Just
like
a
beating
just
up
a
on
little
little
bit.
kids. That's
like
fun.
if you want to like just get your brain demolished by stupid Smash talk, the Flexible Discord and that channel is me and Tom Servo go full meta in there, and it's It's a bit messy.
Dorks.
All right, gang. Our main topic tonight, we wanted to recap a little bit of 2018. What's going on? What happened? We're going to start off with the year that was. Let's talk some notable releases from this past year, and we're going to start right off quarter one, January through March. What we have here from the PSVG crew at the Shack: Lost Sphere, Celeste, Bayonetta 2, Kirby Star Allies. Did you guys play any of these games?
Yeah, I did. And for just before we even start, the notable releases, I was kind of combing through stuff, and basically I picked out anything that was either like AAA, marketed heavily, in a direct, kind of things like that. So there are great games that may not come through
that's
this
the
list.
criteria we want.
But but these are kind of like the tentpole things. You know, what's funny is I own every one of these games.
Oh.
I never played Lost Sphere.
Nope.
Ever.
I
never started it.
I was very excited about Lost Sphere after my experience with I Am Setsuna, and then it just did not, like...
I feel like the buzz waned on me. Everybody was like, it's not that good, so I was like, well, I'm not in any hurry to try it then.
Right. And that demo, just to be honest with you, the demo for it completely kind of turned me off, because the demo was just kind of like... RPGs don't demo well, first of all, especially when they just stick you in mid-game, and you're like, here's all these menus and systems. You don't know what to do, but you got to use them now, and it's just... I don't know. So yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, the standout from that list is Celeste by far. I mean, I think that's the best game that came out of those options.
The only one I played was Bayo 2, but it's a port, and I'd already played it before. But I believe that the revamp that they gave it, the overhaul, was absolutely beautiful. And I mean, it's not much, but the color bump was extremely well noticed,
Sharpness,
especially
the
when you're on
inclusion. Really good.
Oh yeah, the amiibos. I forgot about that. So,
Celeste didn't click with me. I just finished a show with PSXP, and I kind of likened it to like Super Meat Boy, where Seth was kind of calling it like a platformer, and I don't really call Super Meat Boy or Celeste like a platformer. Like they're platforming, but
they have platform elements.
Yeah, but Super Mario World's a platformer. You know, like Mario U's a platformer. Like you're moving. You know, Kirby Star Allies is a platformer. Like these are kind of like almost puzzle based. Like you have to do platforming elements, but it's all kind of a part of this puzzle to advance to the next screen. You know, like you have to do it the right way, or you can't go forward.
Right.
So it's not really a platforming game.
And the difficulty is insane.
Yeah, and that's probably why it didn't click with me. It's super sharp. It's really nice. It's got really nice music. I think to like the kind of like that second area outside of the first one, and I was just like, yeah, it's not doing it for me. I loved Bayonetta, but as we'll get to later, like I was trying to exclude ports. So I guess I'll just give a brief little nod to Kirby Star Allies, which I did play, which I did beat. Good Kirby game, but is just kind of a Kirby game. I kind of wish it wasn't like the team element thing that they put into it. I could have lived with all of that. I would have loved to have just played it as Kirby, or had the option to just play it as Kirby if it was like a co-op game, because it's gorgeous. They're
still updating that game too, aren't they?
They just released their final DLC, I think, in like October.
Yeah.
They've been dropping little Kirby characters and stuff in there, but you know, like that's the issue, is the characters just kind of follow you like a train, like this Pac-Man, you know, like just ghost of characters, and it just gets nuts because there's all these characters that are automatically moving, and it's hard to even keep up with it. Those were like my least favorite parts about the game. My favorite parts of the game, beautiful. It was absolutely a gorgeous game. Really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I played for it, but wasn't a world beater. I would say this before we leave. January through March, you know, I remember talking about this on Nintendo Shack this year. Man, it felt like we were waiting for games there for a minute.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
We're about to get into it with April and June, but we got a lot of ports this year. 2018 was a year that was floated by the port.
Porty McPort.
And we could have used 2 or 3 of them between January and mid-April.
2018 is very back heavy, very light in the front.
I just hope 2019 is not the same way, because I've got backlog right now to go through, but
that's next episode. But I don't think so.
Interspersed.
Q2, April through June, we had Labo. You know, that's a thing that happened, if you guys remember. Hollow Knight, Hyrule Warriors. We had the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition. We had Pokemon Quest, which was a surprise little release. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, the port. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Octo Expansion, or Octo Traveler, right? Or no, I'm sorry, wait a minute.
Splatoon 2.
Yeah, I'm reading off the list. Don't put it on the teleprompter. Yes, the Octo Expansion, Splatoon 2. We had Mario Tennis, Sushi Striker, Mario Rabbids, Donkey Kong Adventure, and we had Crash. Crash Bandicoot came over.
And Wolfenstein 2. You missed
Uh,
Wolfenstein 2.
Yep, Wolfenstein 2. So that's definitely a much bigger lineup of games. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
that's a
stuff
lot
in
of
here.
games.
Hollow Knight is a surprise standout for me.
Yep.
I've went on and on about that. Octo expansion, surprise disappointment. But a lot of game
I
there.
agree.
Never played it.
It's just it's for a casual Splatoon player. It's too difficult, and the difficulty turned me off. And I haven't even unlocked the Octolings yet. Like I was hell bent on doing it, probably within that first weekend. But it's just so difficult, and you kept replaying the same thing over and over just to try and get through it.
Yeah, I bet you I don't ever play Splatoon again. I really don't think I ever go back to it.
I think I might. It just has to. I don't know. If a new game comes out, I think that's when it'll pique my interest again.
Like, I like what they're doing with they're trying with the Splatfest, but it's like,
Yeah.
It feels old.
yeah,
Yeah, it
does.
really does. It feels old.
I think it's too much. It's very much Splatoon 1.5. I think we need something. I think we need a big shakeup with a third version, but that's not what we're talking about here. I agree. Hollow Knight. I mean, you were like the person beating that Hollow Knight drum leading up to it. I remember we were watching the direct and we're like, and it's out now. And I was like, Donnie, should I get this? I got $15. I'll do it. And you're like, yep. And then the rest is history. It at this point, according to that Nintendo newsletter that came out this past week, that's my most played game in 2018 is Hollow Knight. Now Smash will probably surpass that in what do I got? 11 more days. So still. I think that says a lot. A game I didn't care much about, and then it just consumed me. What a fantastic journey that has been, and it's nice to see like other people. Lucas picked it up, Kaiju Guy, and the Discord's been talking about it. Daniel's been talking about it now. There's a lot of people loving Hollow Knight.
Yeah. Go, Caro.
Boom! July through September Q3. I got like the best group. Dead Cells, Octopath Traveler, Captain Toad, Port, Mega Man Legacy.
I forgot all about Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man Legacy Collection, and then the Mega Man X too, I believe. Valkyria Chronicles 4, The Walking Dead series, Undertale, Port, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna expansion, The Messenger, Into the Breach, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, Overcooked 2. You have Dead Cells in here twice. Nintendo Switch Online was also released. So, I guess I will say most of the games, I guess I waited until this quarter to play. Octopath Traveler, that was the bomb.com of the summer, and I really enjoy it, and I think it's one of the best exclusives on the system.
Finish it.
Valkyria Chronicles 4, I will be picking up soon. Undertale, it was great to revisit. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, of course, you guys know that I am obsessed with Xenoblade, and so getting more Torna in there was awesome. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate introduced me into the series, and I love it. Overcooked 2, I played a little bit.
That
and
was the first game you started streaming too, wasn't it? Was Monster Hunter?
Octopath.
That was Octopath? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I went into Monster Hunter.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. So a lot of great games in here, and I just pretty much picked them up from the beginning. Nintendo Switch Online, I'm still a little bit disappointed with, but I just think that they could have given us a more... they could have given us NES, SNES, and some N64. Like, just sprinkle some throughout with multiple platforms.
Yeah, do you guys care about the NES game at all anymore?
No.
No.
But I have the controllers that I probably won't even pull out of the box.
Like if they dropped Super NES games, I think that'd get me excited about it again. But like I have no desire. Like Tecmo Bowl, that captured us for a bit, and there's a few other things. But like part of me is like, oh, I kind of want to go back and play Metroid because I haven't played that since I had it on the cartridge when I was a kid, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't want to go back to it. And I think this quarter kind of showcases what this year's been about so much. Is like these big indie releases, with Hollow Knight, and then Dead Cells was this big story. And I'm interested to see if Dead Cells would have caught fire like it did, if not for the Philip Mewson thing. Would that game gotten the popularity and the noise around it if that hadn't happened with IGN? And the game would have just gotten discovered organically. I kind of wonder Because let's face it, everyone started talking about that game because of that.
And everything, like anything that you did on YouTube got like hella hits. So like there was so many people were talking about it, and because so many people were talking about it, more people got it so they could talk about it, and it just came like this cycle. I 100% agree with you there.
Yeah, if it wasn't for double dipping, I would almost go back to Captain Toad because that's just a fun game.
I got Captain Toad.
I haven't played it yet.
Great
I
game.
own it for the Wii, but I've never played it. I gotta play it.
That's a really fun game. Dead Cells is great. Overcooked 2. Man, Lucas and I had so much fun with that. We're gonna jump into the DLC here coming up, and The Messenger. That was a great game too. I really enjoyed my time with that. So there's some good gems there. Let's roll in quarter 4, October through November. We have Smash, we have Pokemon, Katamari Damacy Reroll, Warframe, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Mega Man 11, Civ 6, Super Mario Party, Mark of the Ninja Remastered.
World ends with you.
Thank you. I was like, Tweewee with you, and Dark Souls, and Diablo 3.
Diablo 3.
I mean, this is what I think this time of year is what many people are waiting for. We got Pokemon, we got our Smash Brothers. I mean, those two are like your big tentpole titles, I think, of this year. Mega Man 11, man, I was looking forward to that so much, and that game really kind of let me down a little bit.
I have it in a box, and I haven't opened it, and I haven't had a desire to open it.
It's over there on the shelf. I haven't even played it yet.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play Katamari. Can't wait.
Mark of the Ninja was one of the ones that I got.
That's a good game. I played that on Steam. I enjoyed that.
Super Mario Party, I love. I'm looking forward to playing Civ on Switch, but Super Mario Party, which we went on and on about.
Are you guys still, the family still jumping into that at all?
We played it yesterday. Absolutely.
I was just thinking, like, now's a good time. You're on vacation, the holidays. It's a good time. Or you can just say, hey, Jack, let's play Dark Souls.
A little young for that.
Yeah.
Just a little.
It's been, I don't know, overall, how do you guys feel about this year? I mean, if we want to compare, I was thinking about this before we started the show. I'm thinking about last year, 2017 into 2018, and first people were talking, 2017 had all these great games, and there's no games in 2018. But
I think we definitely we obviously more than doubled the Switch library.
Yeah.
And I think we have some good meat in there, but I don't know if it was better than the first year. I just think that it's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat Zelda and
Mario and Rabbids, like the big heavy hitters that we had last year. But the indies really shine through this year. We didn't really have any true Nintendo titles except for ports until this quarter. And
I think if Smash or Pokemon had released a little bit earlier in the year,
it would seem a little better.
I think it seemed a little more balanced. Right now, it just seems so, like we already talked. One-ended, but
yeah.
Well, so many of us were really looking forward towards like Yoshi or Fire Emblem being in 18, because I haven't seen them at the Switch launch, back in 2017. We're like, oh yeah, it's totally next year.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we're all kind of, and hopefully this isn't a bad thing that we regret, but I think we're all looking forward to next year being like, oh my God, what an incredible year. There's legit like 10 to 13 possible Nintendo first-party games that could come out, which makes me think only half of them will. But
we're not getting Metroid Prime until 2020.
Right. I'm open for the big some system shakeup too, with like some UI overhauls. Finally, let's make the friends list do something. Can we have that? Can we make the friends list a function instead of
want a Street Pass
pictures?
Street Pass would be good.
We need some things like that. And while we're talking about years in review, we had, if we count E3, we had 5 directs this year, 6 if we count the Dragalia's Lost. Carol, does that still interest you now? Dragalia's Lost?
Okay, so I just kind of quit all of my mobile games cold turkey unless they're puzzle games like Sudoku, Solitaire. So I'm not even playing Magic Kingdoms anymore just because it was logging in every day just to do the dailies, and it just became such a chore. It wasn't fun anymore, and I was struggling to even if you log in every day, you struggle to keep up, and that's not how a game's supposed to be.
I last 2 weeks in a mobile game, and then I don't touch it again.
I did Dragalia Lost for their launch Halloween event, and then I started getting into the November stuff, and I was like, you know what? Around the middle of November is where I just stopped playing games altogether on mobile. So
when do we think we'll get our first direct of 2019?
February.
What are your feelers?
It has to be January. I think the general way that it goes is January. There's one in April. There's the one in E3. There's one around August, September, and then that's like they reserve the later holiday ones for specific ones like Smash Direct.
That's exactly what happened last year.
Yeah. So I think we'll definitely have one in January and then another one in April.
And don't forget, this year we had that weird, like super weird, super fun like Pokemon event. Like that just happened out of the blue. Like people were like, I'm totally here at this, super secret Pokemon event where we got Pokemon Quest, we got Pokemon Let's Go. They talk about the RPG. It wasn't streamed. It wasn't live. When we started getting pictures on Twitter, it was like this total old school thing. It was like being in 1993 again. We were like, what the hell is going on in Japan right now? Like it completely took over me and Caroline's night. Like we're out there with Lobo. We did an emergency shack. They're talking about this Pokemon.
We did a live stream. Yeah. I forgot about that.
It was crazy. So, I mean, I was actually one of the things I want to say about 2018 just in general is I really liked, even though that we didn't have the first party brand new games, the flow, from Nintendo, their communication felt somewhat constant. There was always like a carrot on the stick. There was always something. If, a lot of us Wii U veterans are probably not like super happy about Captain Toad, Tropical Freeze, and Hyrule Warriors. We were happy about Hyrule Warriors in particular. We all loved the game, and it looks and runs great on Switch. Super bright, it's like a really good improvement. So like we were all into these ports, but with those announcements, we got like the surprise announcement. We got that surprise, like the way Smash was unveiled. Like with Inkling and all that. It made everything worth it because we were like, oh man, it's got ports and ports, we don't know what's coming, and then Smash. Just like that. Greatest
Donnie emojis from that direct.
4 months talking about who's coming to Smash and what it is, and then we went to E3. Like, so it was a really good flow. I think the year went by pretty fast. I think outside of that beginning of the year, I really didn't feel like, there was a lack of anything to play. If anything, I felt like there was always too much. Especially
it's drowning in backlog.
Especially with all these ports, which I know we've got probably some of these in hidden gems, but not only did we get like ports of Wii U games, we got so many indie ports. Bastion and Hybrid. There's all kinds of this stuff out there, and they're coming out every week. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Tons. There was a really, really good year for games.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we reached out I believe on social media, and I know we definitely did on Discord, asking for some outside of the shack. We wanted to pull what your hidden gems were for 2018, and we have just a little list that we want to kind of touch on a little bit as we go through this show. And let's roll with it.
Yeah, I'm starting. All right. So Seth, yes, says West of Loathing, which he's a KOL fan, if I believe.
Skinny Matt was always big about that game as well.
Kyle with Ikaruga.
I do want to play that.
Yes, Nick with Cosmic Star Heroine, who you remember we had the drama llamas going on where the guy said
they're not promoting the game and they didn't put the page up. Sale didn't happen and all this. Yeah. Remember it all too well.
Yep.
Mr. Tom Servo, Warframe and Paladins. Carlos Rivera, YouTube, because with movies everywhere he can stream Star Wars on the go. Grouchy Surge, Kitten Squad, Unholy Heights, Debris Infinity.
I've only heard of Debris. I have not heard of those other 2 games. I don't know what
Kitten Squad is, but Debris Infinity, you get.
I need to look up what Kitten Squad is right now.
And,
Meow.
Warframe and Paladins, like, I hadn't touched Paladins in a while, and I jumped back right before Smash came out. It was still great fun. And, I don't think Warframe's so much for me, but there's other people who love that game. So, hey, I love that we have options like this on the Switch. So.
Definitely. The evil sheep puncher robot has kidnapped sheep for the twisted wool industry. Only the Kitten Squad is up to the task of saving these gentle animals.
And
hero game.
It looks like a top-down original Zelda game.
Ooh, even more purchased. Yep. Carlos,
I've
been streaming a lot of Hulu on Switch this year too, so I can agree with you, man. I've been watching that stuff. Trash Turkey chimed in. Talk about backlog busters. Here's the games he's excited about. SNK 40th Collection, the Namco Museum, Sega Classics, and the Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle. He's like living in 1993 again. I mean, he's
all about eating those turkeys out of the trash, getting your health back.
We got to get him to modern times. Golf Story, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Blaze Knight, he said he loved the blindness and echolocation gimmick in Perception, which is another one that Josh has been giving me. It's on my wish list. I've been monitoring it for a while now, and I just haven't I don't know. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I think the reviews have scared me away,
Wow.
but that's 2 people that I've heard that I trust say they really like that game.
Yeah. 'Cause Josh reviewed that on Xbox a while back, if I remember right.
Yes, he did. And then Backlog Odyssey over on Twitter says he doesn't think he hears enough about Iconoclast, Moonlighter, or Hyperlight Drifter, which I've played none of those games.
I'm going to be getting Moonlighter soon.
Moonlighter's good. Moonlighter's fun. Carol, you'll like it. And
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about Hyperlight Drifter. That's a really fun game. It's awesome combat. And phenomenal synth music.
Cool. And then the last 2, Ryan Craig, Math Man, says Zeo Drifter, Yoku's Island Express, which I can attest, love it, and Debris Infinity.
Yeah.
And Luke Lore says Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Luke Lore mentioned Nintendo game.
Yeah. I'm glad he's playing that one. I love that one. And dude, Debris Infinity. It was one that we got a review for. We started talking about it. Other people started playing it. Like, that's a really good game.
I want to know when they need to get the friends list only ladder set up. That'll get me back in there. But every once in a while, I'll still fire that up, just try to beat my old scores.
Sure.
I mean, I was in the top 10 briefly.
Dude,
Briefly.
have you played the Horizon Chase Turbo game, the car game?
No,
So that has friend leaderboards in it. And I was
Because,
thinking
like,
it's really fun.
if I don't know. I just didn't jump on it. It looks really cool to me,
That's
but
good. Next week.
there's some good games there, though. There's some good games I definitely haven't played, and there's some games that I haven't. So thank you, everyone, for sending those into us. We're happy to share them on the show. I wonder, what was that Mega Man roguelike, like 20XX? I kind of always want to give that a little.
Oh, yeah.
more love, too. I think it was 20. I think it was 20XX.
Yeah, 20XX.
So my
You're
best. Johnny, you had a biggest disappointment in 2018. Is that something you just want us to touch on here?
The Long Reach was one of them. All the art and everything leading up to it just had me like so over the moon excited about what that game could be. And it just wasn't that when I played it. I kind of, I still played it to finish, and there were still parts that I really enjoyed. It's just that I wanted that game to be something else, and I feel like they promoted it as something else almost at the beginning. Like, I wanted to see this world and why it was falling apart and all this, and you really didn't do that. You spent all this time in this facility trying to get out, and that wasn't nearly as fun.
Yeah, I'm looking at my games list right now because I'm trying to figure out what would be. When did Owlboy come out this year too?
Yeah.
Early this year.
I should put that on there.
I was going to say, the other 2 that I had, the Octo expansion, like Caroline mentioned, was like a big downer for me. I got so excited. We were all so excited about it. It's just like super, super hard to do. And Old Man's Journey.
Oh,
Man,
God.
I was so excited for that game. And I read all these reviews and everything. And I played it. And it was awful. It was terrible. Controlled terribly. It just wasn't as fun as it just wasn't. No.
I think I have to piggyback with you too and say the Long Reach is probably my biggest disappointment as well, based on the games I played. Because man, it just looked like it'd be this cool, like story, like a lot of drama, a lot of like not creepy, but just atmospheric and just giving you a lot of like a thriller, and it just never got there. It just didn't quite. It just didn't climax right. I had more enjoyment helping the devs fix that weird bug, that game halting bug I found than like actually playing the game.
And, to their credit, they were super communicative and friendly, and they were very much cared. So
and that was cool to help them through that. But man, I wanted that game to be so awesome, and then it just like that first act.
I wanted Stranger
did so
Things
much, and then it just after that it just like
that final act when you're running the bridge. I wanted that to be the whole game, and it was just like 6 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
My it's amazing that I'm saying it, but looking back, Little Dragon's Cafe, that adorable little game that I played.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got it just because, oh my gosh, the art style is adorable. Oh my god, it's, in the same vein as farming Harvest Moon games, but this is just a shell of what you expect from a farming sim with the, getting married and stuff. The story is cute, and, I beat the story and stuff, but I can't believe I wasted as many hours as I did on it.
$60, right?
Yeah, and $60. But I got an amazing limited edition that is limited, and it came with a plush. And I can't complain. I can't complain on limited things.
Sure.
It's just, yeah, I think I spent like 60 to 70 hours on the game, and I can't believe I spent that long on it. So,
All right.
yep.
What's
Drum
that
roll.
Final Fantasy game that's coming to?
Like all of them?
With the
It's-
little
no,
the little
is it-
chibi looking one.
Is that Crystal Chronicles?
That's coming.
That's the one.
That one is coming, but I
The
think
remake.
you're
where you
talking
get-
about the one with the little derp characters.
Yeah,
It looks-
where one player has to carry the little lantern, and it's a
Yeah.
co-op. Because I want to play that. I want to get that. Don't remember when it's coming. I have to remember.
Yep.
Well, we do want to hit up what our favorite games were of this year to share with all of you, our dear listeners. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
We left this up to you guys. We left this up to members' choice. You know, top 3, top 4, top 5, top 5,000, whatever. Well, not 5,000. Let's keep it. Temper your expectations.
I think we topped it off at 5.
I'll go first. These are my top 5 ranked in order favorite Nintendo Switch games of 2018, and I will be publishing my favorite games of the year list in our Discord and maybe on our Patreon over there. So hopefully get some communication about that and get some discourse, get some talking around
Discourse,
that.
not Discord.
Over here in Nintendo Land, number 5 is Pokemon Let's Go. It got me playing Pokemon Go in a way that I never would have imagined, and totally enjoyed and still carry my little accessory around with me. My son absolutely adores it. I beat the game. I like it. It's a great revision way of going back to Pokemon Yellow, but still not my favorite Pokemon game. So number 5. Number 4, Valkyria Chronicles 4. Great strategy tactics game, great story, beautiful art, like underappreciated, underrated Switch game. Underrated game, period. This game's on all consoles, and I don't feel like nearly as many people are playing it or talking about it.
If you play that Beach DLC one more time, it might make it to your top 3.
So good. In all seriousness, I'm kind of surprised I don't feel like many people are talking about it. I feel like it's going kind of under the radar a little bit.
I told you I'm going to get it
It deserves
here
it.
soon.
Diablo 3. I hadn't played a Diablo game since I went to my friend's house in like 6th grade. I know what Diablo was, but I hadn't played it since I played on his computer for like the weekend that I spent the night with him. And I got it. It came to Switch. I felt like maybe it was the right time. I don't know why I never played it on the other consoles. I know how great it was supposed to be, but just whatever reason, I always had something better to do. And even after like the first hour I played it, I was like, man, this is like a lot. There's a lot of things going on it, but give credit to Fluxapose with Jason and Lucas, and they're like, no, you got to stick with it. You got to do this, you got to do that. They answered a couple questions that I had, like just kind of eased some of my concerns, and maybe I was doing it wrong or doing it bad. And boy, if I didn't play the game for like 5 days in a row, and I can't wait to play it again. I love it. I'll definitely want to play it with friends. I might even play it again. It's really fun to play. It is just really fun to play.
Well, that's the good thing about now. Once you've played through it, like you've played through a normal, now you can turn up the difficulty.
Ooh,
You keep
true.
playing it.
True.
And you can always
We're
hop in
talking
online.
about Donnie here. We're talking about Donnie.
Yeah, but all it really does in difficulty is it makes the monsters, you get more like the named monsters and they hit harder. You know what I
Right.
mean? And you get more cool drops.
It's just
We're all
really
about
fun.
the drops.
It's good. It's like Hyrule Warriors
Steamy
fun.
drops.
It's just fun to like just beat up folks. Like it's just good.
Yeah.
Especially in bite-sized chunks, which is how I've been.
Hack and slash, man.
It's good. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I was wavering on flipping this between Diablo. There's a part of me that's like Diablo's an old game. Super Smash Bros. Is a brand new game. Like there's a part of me there's maybe a little bit of that. But even of all the things that I've said about Super Smash Bros., it still comes back to this is the ultimate version of Smash Brothers. Everybody's here. It has a huge roster. It has a huge lineup of songs. It has a huge lineup of stages. It's such a big game, and there's something there for everybody, whether it's classic mode or World of Light or just exhibition. Like there's a lot of really great quality content to offer. And one thing we really haven't talked about, I feel like I'm robbing people when I play it portably. Like it's insane that game
it's
looks and
wonderful.
plays like
Dude,
that in portable
I
mode.
play a tabletop for probably an hour every day.
It looks so good. You're
Yeah.
just like, you think about what Smash was 2 years ago on 3DS, and now what
Oh,
Smash
God.
is on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like it's really good. And
Yeah.
but my game of the year for Nintendo Switch is Hollow Knight. For everything that I've said about it before, I won't wax poetic about it anymore. I'll just say that I love the world, I love the character, I love the music, I love everything about it except the fact that I apparently can't.
Well, that's a testament to the game because you've only experienced a quarter of it.
Yeah.
It's so good. I've watched people play it. I've seen the lake. Like, I've watched people play through it. I've studied it. I've tried to beat it. I've tried to go and get other combos. Like, I think I've done my due diligence, and it's a really special game. And I'm okay loving a game that I can't beat. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I understand there are games that I probably can't beat. I probably can't beat Bloodborne or Dark Souls, but for whatever reason, I gave this one a try, and I really love it. I really, really do. So I think it's. I still think it's probably the best Metroidvania I've ever seen. Like, in the way that it kind of steers you, in the way that its world lays out. I mean, honestly, just the art style. I just really, really love the art. The art style in the game is second to none. It's like perfect computer wallpaper, canvas art. Like, it's amazing. I don't have a Hollow Knight thing behind me yet. I probably will at some point because it's just really, really good.
I found some good prints too. Let me tell you, there's some good art out there. You can pick for it.
It's so good.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I want to say my ones that missed the cut, Torna, which I did play through, did finish. Torna's great. Just missed out. That was hard choosing that between that and Pokemon. Super Mario Party, agree. I excluded any ports. So any ports that came out, I just didn't even count those. So that's why they're not on here. And I haven't played The Messenger. I haven't played Guacamelee. I didn't play DBZ Fighters.
I forgot about Guacamelee.
I didn't play Starlink, and I didn't play Octopath Traveler. So if you're wondering why none of those games are on my list or mentioned, I didn't get to them. And then I want to shout out the gyms, because I didn't call it my own gyms. Lumines, Outlast, Detention, which was that survival horror game that I streamed and played and beat. I love that. And the Lion Song, which I reviewed. I really like that game.
Oh, yeah.
The Lion Song is really cool. And so I really like that. So those are some of my hidden gems.
What about that one with the Android hologram sex?
Oh, I forgot all about that game. State of Mind, which I reviewed.
Good Lord mercy.
Good. Not good enough to make those lists, but good.
Yeah. Carol, let's hear yours.
I guess these kind of go in order, but really not so much. I think more based on the amount of time I've put into them versus anything else. So Smash, I think, is just a staple for the year, and that comes in at number 5 because I'm still working on it and I'm having fun with it and stuff. But to me, a Smash game is collect everything and then it goes on a shelf unless somebody wants to come over and play it. Yeah. So that's why it's at number 5 for me. Pokemon Let's Go is at number 4 because I had a great time with it, and I love the new spin on playing through a Pokemon game in Kanto. I liked being able to actually see the Pokemon that I was going up against. I liked the hunts. I liked the shiny hunting that I did. I thought that was a good little appetizer for what we're getting with a real Switch next year. The real Pokemon game, excuse me. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate comes in at number 3, even though this is a remake port of the 3DS version. This is what got me into Monster Hunter, and I have had a great time with it. I love all of the mechanics of going out and crafting items from monster parts. I just think that that's a really nice way of kind of giving you a pat on the back. It's like, yeah, you took it down. Now you can craft some really cool stuff from what you salvaged from these monsters. The Torna expansion for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is coming in at number 2 because it just prolonged my love for that game that much more. It was great playing through the sequence of 500 years. And I mean, we didn't, when I signed up for the DLC earlier this year, or late last year when the game came out, I was like, a new story mode, and I figured they'd patch something in. Nobody was expecting until they dropped it at E3. By the way, that new story mode is literally a brand new game. That's $40 worth of just playing it. I mean, it was a 40 hours. Yeah.
Better characters.
Absolutely fantastic and well worth the money for you to buy that expansion. Really feeling it. And heart-wrenching too. Like, even though you know how it's going to end if you've played through the original game, it still hurts. It still hurts. And then my number 1 spot, Octopath Traveler, because like I said, that's probably one of the best exclusive games that the Switch has. Square really outdid themselves, I think. For fans of the Bravely series like me, you will really enjoy this because it's the same team and it's kind of in the same vein as Bravely insofar as taking turns, stacking points to, like, they're not brave points, they're just boost points in this one, but it's about the same type of thing.
Yeah.
And I really loved everybody's story except Alphen. I will just crap on it was not as good as the other ones, but great characters, great voice acting, wonderful music. It's a travesty that they didn't win best music at the Game Awards. Just absolute travesty. And yeah, the style is wonderful. I can't say enough about this game. If you haven't played it and you own a Switch, you're doing yourself a disservice. So go play it.
You want any gems you want to mention?
I was gonna say, let me see, what did I say? Octopath, I don't think it's a gem so much because it was publicized pretty well and stuff, and Nintendo did have a bunch of publicity for it. I mentioned Yoku's Island Express, though, and that is an incredibly fun little game. Pinball meets platformer. And if you guys are looking for a neat little puzzle game to just waste time with, I think it's probably only about a 30 to 40 hour game. Maybe not even that. But incredibly cute, beautiful colors, wonderful music. Just a really fun, cute little game for the Switch.
Awesome. Well, I'll give you mine. I originally had a top 4, and I was like, okay, I'll join. I'll join in the club. We'll have a top 5. So coming in at number 5 for me is going to be The Messenger. Really great mix of old school gameplay with some new twists. It had a more story than what you thought going on there. And even though we knew the mechanic of switching between 8-bit and 16-bit, it was just so cool to have it, to experience that, and had a lot of cool, difficult platforming experiences along the way. Overcooked 2. I had I played Overcooked, and I knew how much fun I would have it, but having I had to play it through a weird third party in order to get online. Mm-hmm. So now being able to actually do that natively with the Switch was just a blast. I can't wait to do all the 4 stars and do the DLC. It's just something for me. It's not, in a way, it's almost just therapeutic. I just okay, here's the order, and I just like the ability of just going through and chopping stuff up and putting the orders together. It's just, I don't know. It's relaxing in the most stressful, and I hate my friend way. Number 3 coming in for me is going to be Hollow Knight. Just a great game that I've sunk a ton of time in, and I love so much about the game through the yes, it is Metroidvania, but the mix up of how the map exploration works, how it doesn't hold your hand at all. It just throws you in there, and it's some of the hardest bosses I've ever played. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'll ever get through the Godmaster expansion. I just don't think I have the patience for it, but maybe one day I will. Number 2 is Smash Brothers. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone probably thought Smash Bros was going to be my number 1, my game of the year. But I love Smash Brothers, and it's fun, and it's going to consume me for a long time. But it's just more of my same with Smash Brothers. But yeah, we've got all this other the music and the modes and every character, and that's great. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you want a little something new, a little new experience, and that's why my number 1 game for me was Celeste. And for me, I guess it's weird because I remember when it was announced, I was just like, nah, I don't want to pay that much money for that game. And then everyone was talking about it. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I was just consumed by the difficulty, because this was a game I never thought, when I started playing, I was like, there's no way I'm going to get through all this. This game is so hard. But then you keep trying, and the way you die and it would just throw you right back in there. Eventually you're pulling off all these insane maneuvers and progressing through, and it's holy crap. And then I was I'd get through something, and then you're able to save the snapshot, upload it on social media, and you just felt so rewarded. With that said, I still haven't gone through everything, but at least I've completed all the levels and the B-sides. But then there's C-sides, and there's just so much more. Yeah. But the music and just the story and what it dealt with talking about anxiety and some mental health and all this stuff. Yeah. It was just that's really cool to see, and it was just a unique experience that I hadn't had with any other games this year. So that's what bumped it up into that slot for me. And gem wise, I'd have to go with echo what the others have already said, Debris Infinity, especially for the price point. Mm-hmm. You can't go wrong. for entertainment and value. I'm going to throw out Hyper Light Drifter because I think that's a great game that people shouldn't sleep on. I love it, and I'm actually going to echo something that Donnie, you mentioned too. Night in the Woods, just like a really cool story, cool little journey. While the ending was a little left me wanting a little bit more, but just from point A to point B, that path to get there was really interesting. Not so much a game, but just an experience.
Really good characters, like amazing characters.
Yeah,
super fun.
Yeah, just a chill environment, chill world to be in. It was cool to explore and mess around with. So, and that's it. Those are our list. Those are our top 5s and gems for you for 2018. We'd love to hear from you guys, and you can say, hey, you picked dumb lists. This is why these games should be on there. This is what you missed. This is what you screwed up. We'd love to hear it. Hit us up on. We've got social media. Join the Discord. We'd love that to come from you. Guys, we've run a little longer. It's a bigger show than what we typically do. We had a lot of content to get through. Let's kind of give our final thoughts on 2018. What haven't we said? What's the last word you want to get out there on the year?
I don't know. I said everything. I said everything.
I mean, this is interesting because
no stone unturned.
After 2017, I wasn't sure what I was going to be looking forward to in 2018. I think I distinctly remember saying that on a show. I was like, and I feel like that way a little bit going into this year. And then we got the Smash announcement, and then I was like, oh my God, this is the year I get Smash. So that was like the big thing that I was waiting for. And then we got the ports. And I was like, but there were all these other games that came up along the way. And so this is the year for me of like just playing a lot of indie games and playing on a lot of games I never thought I would before in different styles. And my return to an RPG, I haven't played an RPGs in forever, and that's what Octopath finally got me back to do again. So I think for me, this is a really good year of games. And while Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild are tough to beat, but I like what I've played this year more than 2017, and I can't. I really hope that my first foray into the Fire Emblem series in 2019 turns out, I'm almost to the point now where I'm thinking about trying to get some of the 3DS copies because
please do
series because I haven't yet. So,
oh my God, Jason! No, you have to start with Awakening and go to Fates.
Christmas. So
we're gonna do it. We're gonna convert them. It's great.
I can let you borrow mine.
We also got to get ready because we're returning to Hyrule in 2019 as well.
We're returning to Hyrule. I'm so looking forward to going back to Breath of the Wild. I posted on Twitter this past week. I found like that final, guardian-laden dungeon and whatnot, like this thing, the shrine I never beat. And whatnot.
The area that
I was just walking around in Breath of the Wild and found this place. I was like, I played this game for 200 hours and I found something I never saw.
You're supposed to go there once you've beaten all 120 shrines. Then you go there and you're rewarded with a tunic and stuff.
I beat 102 of them.
You know what I'm not looking forward to doing in that game again, though? Awakening the Master Sword. I'm really not looking forward to trying to do the Trial of the Master Sword again.
Oh, you mean the DLC one, yeah.
2018. I think it's an interesting year because in the first year, probably the first year since, I want to say like 2007, might even be before then, really feels like Nintendo relied heavily on third party. They really kind of skated by the year without like their typical first party output, which is both exciting because the third party was strong enough that it got us there. This wasn't like a Wii U drought year. There was nothing like that. Yeah, we had games. We had Fortnite. I'm still playing Fortnite, by the way. I made my son his own account. We were playing against each other on 2 Switches the other night. It's super fun. But Fortnite's like the biggest game in the world, and you can play it on Switch, and it was such a huge...
we didn't mention that.
It was a huge announcement. Like the biggest announcement probably of the year for Switch is you can play Fortnite on it.
And now everybody's suing them for their dances.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But like Fortnite, Starlink, Octopath, like you have all of these third parties that have kind of come over with these ports, and it's allowed Nintendo to kind of, hold back. And who knows what that means for the future? Like, do they continue to hold back? Do they start to open it up? Because they've primed this engine now where things are selling so well that, like I said, next week before the end of the year, we'll talk about 2019 and all the things we're looking for. There's a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. Not 2 or 3 things like this year. Not Smash in November. Like a year's catalog of things to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to think that the third-party support's just going to continue. As Switch sells in Greece, so does all of this third-party support that we've seen keep coming. So it's an interesting year. I still think 2017 is the better year. I would have rather played those games. I still stand by the fact that Nintendo fans buy Nintendo consoles, play Nintendo games. I'm glad we have third-party stuff, but yeah, I mean, like I said before, if you were a Wii U veteran, there was a while you're like, man, I gotta buy the same game? Like, I've played these games already. There was a while of that. But there were also the Luke Wars of the world, super excited to play Hyrule Warriors. So I'm not casting a stone. I'm just saying, from my vantage point, the year was, it was not as good as the year before, but it was still a great year. Don't get me wrong, as we just read off, 50 games?
Right.
All of that indie support, all of that third-party support, all of that support just really kind of carried it. I was always looking forward to something. I was looking forward to Kirby and then Night in the Woods and then Fortnite and then Hollow Knight. And there was always something to get me eventually to Smash. There was never a point where I was like, man, I got nothing to play. Got tons of stuff to play. There's a bajillion things to play on Switch. So it was a really good year.
It's a good year.
Carol?
I'm kind of cool on closing the book on 2018 just because there's so much that I'm looking forward to that I was kind of disappointed when we didn't get a Yoshi and we didn't get our Fire Emblem this year, that I'm like, okay, I'm still waiting.
Yeah, Fire Emblem was the one.
But it was the year of the Nintendo game streaming empire, 2018.
You launched all of that. That's incredible.
I don't know if it's a streaming empire. It's a fun little side gig. But I can't wait for Animal Crossing. The what's coming is more exciting to me than what we've had. So I don't know. I think I get more excited about the hype than actually playing games these days.
Hey, let's hope they use they have a shop on the phone app where you could go in and pick out items and purchase them on the phone app and then send them to your mailbox.
What, on Animal Crossing?
Yeah, how sweet would that be?
That would be great.
That'd be really good.
You'd have no bells.
Exclusive for your Nintendo Online. It'll get people to use the app for sure.
Yeah.
None of us mentioned 3DS.
Well,
yeah, but what came out? Luigi's Mansion port.
I didn't play
Pikachu.
I played golf. That's all I played on my 3DS.
We had a really good run with Mario Golf tournaments.
Yeah.
That was fun this year. But so is 3DS officially dead? Dead?
No, it's not dead.
Because Etrian Odyssey Nexus, Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, the remake,
announced some random stuff in that January
Direct. Beautiful 3DS that launched this year. They got another system purchase out of most of us.
I got it. It's not open. It's never going to be open.
They got one more out of us.
Oh, That's Kirby's Epic Yarn is getting a redo.
That's true.
We'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about everything coming next week.
That's right. So I think that is going to do it for this episode of the Nintendo Shack. We have the holidays coming up. I hope you and yours have a fantastic, magical holiday. We will be back next week, Thursday. We're another show. If you want to join us, we've talked about this a lot tonight, and I can confirm I just got it working for us. If you you want to get on the Discord, just hit up psvg.blog/Discord. That'll automatically get you the invite into the server. You can hear all the hotness that we talk about there all the time. Please check out PSVG on Patreon. That is patreon.com/PSVG. We'd love to, if you want to, we're not asking for your money. But I mean, if you want to support and say, hey, I like these guys and I want to help them continue to do great and awesome things, please, we'd love to have your support there. We've got another game night coming up in the works, courtesy of those boys over at Board with Video Games. I believe they're playing on PlayStation Overwatch. I think Overwatch. Is what they're. Yeah, I know. You guys, they're a podcast about board games, but they're playing Overwatch. I know. Just try to wrap your brain around it. We'll get there. I know we'll get there. But
we're doing Xbox game night on Sunday too. And we're going to play Wildlands. I think so.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. So a lot of things popping. You definitely want to join the Discord to stay up on top of that. And, hey, we'd love an iTunes review, too. I'm just asking for all the things. I'm very needy today. It's the end of the year.
Considering, iTunes deleted a bunch of their people's reviews. True. That happened. So, any reviews?
What? Yep. Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Share it with a friend. And come back for more Nintendo Shack.
Good night, Koopalings.
Bye.